Alright traders, morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. Welcome to another live trading session here with Price Action Pros. I'm trading the Emini S&P500. Today is Friday the 6th of October. Right in the middle of a trade here at the moment. I've been trading all day today, and I'll go over these trades a bit later on. I've had some decent trades, doing quite well today. We're up, hoping that's going to carry on. So I'm in a long position here, looking to see this trend line break and the obvious resistance area break. This is where I suspect a lot of stops will be hiding, and that's where I'm expecting price to get to wash out these shorts. Okay, I'll talk through in a little while, once I've managed this trade, the reasons behind it. I think around 25.46 going to be my first target. Looking at the higher time frame here, my expectations is actually a move up to the real resistance area, which is right up here on the top higher time frame. Nice strong bars pushing up, managed to break outside of these EMAs. It could hold and turn around and come back down, as it is a downtrending day. But quite often these trend lines are very obvious places for stops to hide, as well as behind the resistance area. So pros like to run the market up to these areas, and that's what I'm aiming for. I'm trying to be on the right side of the market, which is with the pros. Considered to carefully watch this to see if it would hold. We're still not out of the woods yet here. This could hold and it could turn around and continue down. My stop's in place, so it's quite a good risk-reward ratio. We've got an entry of 25.4375. First target's gonna be 46, I believe. So we'll see. That may adjust that, but there's a good chance we push all the way back up here to 47. This higher low, it's a bit of a giveaway here, and I entered the market right in here. I made some nice profits on the shorts on the way down. I'll run through those trades in a bit. Yeah, we've got a good position here. We're going to hold and see. Let this one try and work out for a bit more. Markets slowed down quite a bit this afternoon. This morning was pretty good. Increased volatility due to some news. I think it's ISM manufacturing news coming out today. Give us a nice bit of volatility. That's what we like. But volume's still low, so we don't have too much of an expectation for big moves. Approaching first target here. If we can break this area, this trend line here. Going to start closing in some risk. Pretty sharpish actually. As soon as we break this area, we'll be moving behind this lower low, or this higher low. We can get through this area here. So far it's looking good. Nice strong bars to the upside. We'll close into the top. You can see on both the higher time frames. nice rolling of the EMAs as the break of the trend line. Is going to be a lot of stops closing out in this position here. That should give us the order flow to quickly push up here to 25.46. I imagine just behind this last pivot, and more than likely enough to get up, to continue up here. So we've caught a good turn in the market here. Could just be a quick washout of these shorts before continuation back down. So we're looking for how price is going to behave. In the next few bars. Gonna actually get in one tick lower there for the first target. 2 ticks from target. We're now moving in our risk significantly. I think that's a break even. Happy with that. What's letting me keep the other target up there is the EMAs. Sorry, the MACDs and the EMAs, but mainly the MACDs at the moment, looking really strong to the upside. They have been for quite a while here. That's the reason why I got into the trade in the first place. I'm hoping we've got enough strength, enough buying interest to get us up there. We had a little head and shoulders here. This is the neckline as well, as you can see. There's your left inverted head and shoulders. There's our head and shoulders. The resistance was our neckline, so when that breaks, usually you're going to get enough order flow, enough shorts closing out to keep us going to the upside. That's the plan. So we'll see how it works out, but obviously these markets, you have to manage your trades very, very carefully. I think we're up to about 10 points today, so we've done quite well. Yesterday was a scratch day pretty much. The day before was good as well. We'll see how we do. Nice little reversal pivot there. See that take shape. Keeping an eye on the MACDs here on the lowest time frame. I start to get this sort of flattening out or rolling over, I'll get out, but still looking okay so far. I have a target, but price will determine where that, whether that target is adjusted or not, because we're price action traders, so we have to take what the market is offering us. And targets are all well and good, but you have to be versatile. So I may consider closing out one contract here at least, just to secure some profits. But we're going to see what happens in the next few seconds here with the MACDs. They're still looking strong. Still looking strong. Everything's pumping to the upside. Couple concerns. One is this zero line on the highest time frame, the 4181 time frame, and then we're also just approaching it on the highest as well. So that can act as a resistance area. So we'll see what we get. Looks like we're good for this target here. The one extra tick. We'll see this edge holding for too long. Still the BB's looking good. Still looking our favour at the moment. So there's a chance of a pullback first, but can't really ask for any more than I'm seeing right now. Gonna hold for target. Price just bouncing off the target there. Let's see if we can get a close. Nice strong bar to the upside. BB still looking strong.
Target filled.
There's your first target. I'm liking these bars for the extension targets. So we're going to let it run. No reason to shut it down just yet so far. Increased strength. Gonna go for 47 here, where these pivots are just below the resistance area, which is in line with this area here. Get a bit of an extension, we'll start pushing up the dot. Nice strong bars all closing to the top here. We're outside of these EMAs. We've got EMAs crossing over on the lowest time frame here. Bounced off the orange EMA here, which is the 10946 EMA. That was also our target on the short, which worked out quite nicely. I'll show you that trade in a bit. But now we're on the outside of these EMAs. We're breaking through. Definitely buying interest here. All these shorts are closing out, realizing they're on the wrong side of the trade here, and I think we've got enough strength to get back up to this resistance area, previous resistance area. We're going to find out. Could get caught out on a deeper pullback here. That's the name of the game. Also, can be a little bit concerned about the zero line here. We are approaching a kind of intermediary resistance area where we're at right now, so we've got to be careful here because we could get a bounce straight off there. If I get a signal to get out of that trade at that point, I may well do. First strong reversal bar or slow down on these MACDs. At the moment they're just showing more strength, so I don't see that as an issue right now. Keeping an eye on it. We've got our profit secure, and we get another pullback, we'll find another entry. So even if we do stop out on that, there'll be a nice long opportunity set up. I'm sure there'll be other opportunities. It's still another hour and 15 minutes here. Still all these bars closing high, really strong. This could push right up to the previous highs. If you look at the overall price action of what's actually happened, this is just a huge move up since yesterday or the last few days, and the start of today was a retrace basically. So this has the potential to be an extension. Going to close out on that actually. Now on that reversal, hitting this area. Not quite yet. Not quite, not quite.
Target filled.
That will do. Yeah, I'm going to close that early. A little bit earlier than intended. Expectation now is a bit of a retracement here, but it could push on up for a target. It's a nice trade, so don't be greedy. Gonna slow down here in this area. It's tiny slowdown. It's not really significant yet, but just looking at the way the runs and the retracements are, it's quite a long run here, and expect a bit of a retracement sometime soon. So that's a nice, what is that, 4 points, 3.75, 2 points, 3.75, 2 contracts, a total 3.75. So yeah, really good day today. What I'll do is run through a little bit of my thought process into this trade and then some of the other ones. I got the breakout to the downside this morning as well. So for this long, we're right in the middle of lunch. After this move down, just the main thing is along with the price action, taking a look at the MACDs, what was going on and what I was seeing, my view on the market, using multiple time frames here. So I've got four time frames. They're all tick charts. Main trading time frame here, the 1597. And I have on my left hand side here, this is the entry exit at 6:10. It's equivalent to a 1 minute. and then a higher time frame 4181, and the highest time frame here 10946. We also look at the daily as well to look at larger EMA movements on the daily. So for this setup, we had a long entry here of 25.43 right there. Okay, I could see there was a lot of respect for our EMA here, this orange one. You see, we've had multiple tests of it, and we were just sitting there very nicely on that EMA. And if you look at the overall move of the day, of the last few days, you know, it's been up all the way, and this is quite a weak pullback. It may have looked like a strong move down, but on the larger sort of time frame, you can see it's really not that strong. It's just moving down to find some support somewhere, and happen to be this EMA on this time frame. Lines up with that price, the correct price. So sat there for a little while, and then we get this reverse head and shoulders here. So we actually had a previous previous intermediary support area. This price here turned into resistance. It was broken in the pre-market already, so not that significant. But there's your head and shoulders, and we tried to break through here. There's a lot of choppy price action going on here, which is this area over here, and I stayed out of that. I'd already taken some nice trades, captured retracement, and closed out here. I'll run through those in a bit, but this is just a bit of consolidation, bit of choppy price action going on between buyers and sellers, trying to push it down further. And they had this huge reaction straight back up, reversed, considered the short in this position, didn't go for it, didn't like the fact that it was a higher low here, and just hanged around here for a little while. And then after I saw this on the larger time frame, on this P97 trading time frame here, head and shoulders, took a punt at this, seen support holding on this EMA, jumped in here, tight stop just behind. So not just a head and shoulders, but some convergence with that theory was also backed up by the MACDs. So we were seeing, line up the charts here, so you were seeing some divergence on the MACDs. Okay, here's this sort of divergence area. You have the higher lows, lower highs over here. Okay, this area here and this area here. You see we're going down, but the MACDs are going up. You had this strength, and we just sort of hanged around here for a little while. More strength, and then again the signal really for me to enter was the retracement divergence on the MACDs. I'll show you exactly where. So if you look at this strength here is this move up, and the pullback here is much less on the MACDs. So you could say that was almost a 80% retracement on price. 76 point, yeah, about 80%. But on the MACDs, the price was saying, you know, we're going down, big strong move. But on the MACDs, you know, it was 25%. So that's telling me that, being that I look at MACDs for where the real strength is in the market, and not just price, that to me was a bit of a phobo to the downside. You had, you know, close low and close all the way high there. So then, just as we started creeping out of the zero line here, I'm thinking that's a good entry long, so I'm jumping in. And that is also agreed by the other charts as well. So the same retracement divergence was showing up on the higher time frame, which is this move down here is showing nothing on the chart there. You can see the move up, which is this, then almost a 80% move down, and again it's agreeing with the lower time frame. And on the highest time frame, it was just a big slowdown. You can't really see that much detail on the MACDs here, but the slowdown was a good sign. And on the entry chart here as well, if you look at the smallest time frame on the 610, where are we? Yeah, over here. Okay. Yeah, that didn't give you too much information really. The move down here was, there was no divergence there really with the retracement. So really, you know, what done it for me, what gave me the idea that we're going long, alongside the main thing being the head and shoulders and the MACDs, but also because this is a place where we have two areas where stops are hiding. Okay, well, incidentally, we have called the top of that move as well, and we are coming back down as I suspected would happen there. So that's good. Another possible long continuation move here. So this is a breakout to the upside with a breakout continuation entry long possibility. Keep an eye on that. The other thing, the other concept is basically metadata. So this is a very obvious resistance area, and if you're in a short position here, more than likely you'd be hiding your stops where I marked earlier, right here. So the market likes to do this. You know, they know where the stops are hiding. The obvious places like that, that's where you want to enter short really. If I wasn't if I wasn't given this explanation, I probably would have jumped in a short on that position as well, because it looks like this is a washout and back into this trend line. So not only did you have the resistance area with lots of stops hiding behind here, but you also had the trend line, which is another obvious place for stops to hide behind, and we see this all the time. So the idea is to, you know, pros are trading into these stop areas to take them out and release the liquidity, and retailers, less educated retailers, are hiding behind these support and resistance areas. So the logic is getting on the side of the pros, but you got to know how to go about it. Some people might think that this is an aggressive move to be trading into a resistance area, but it's not just the price action alone that the reason I made that decision. It's the combination of the price action, the MACDs, the head and shoulders, the high and low, and the general movement of price. at the moment in the current market climate. So yeah, that one worked out quite well. And then if you look at the sort of higher time frame here, all we've really done, pull back to the support area. We need to pay attention to what happens in this area now here. So I hope that just gives you a little bit of insight into what we're looking at, and some of the strategies using for trading. You know, in the right market conditions, these strategies work well. Obviously, we're kind of moving in right from market open. You know, the market's got to move to lower areas to see if there's any interest, and that's what's happened here. There's moved down here to see if any sellers are interested in selling. Right now, looks like buyers were more interested, so push us back up. So we're going to see what's going to happen in the short term anyway, because that's what we're doing. We're short term day traders. Going to keep an eye on price here, see if there is anything else available. Because we got to take all the opportunities, all the best opportunities we can in these markets. They've been very lean for quite some time, for day traders anyway. What have we done today? So right now, 8 trades, 7 winners, 13.25 points, which is not too bad at all. Still very good chance that, you know, this price pushes up to the area that I was planning on originally, 2547, which is the previous support, previous resistance area turned into resistance. Still a good chance of doing that here. We've got the EMAs crossing over. It's crossed over already. Starting to get a slight curve to the upside on the EMAs. So I'm going to take a look at I'm going to pull up my other trades here, so I'll talk those through as well. Okay, so I joined the market just after market open. I actually missed the break. Where's market open? Market open is there. Okay. Okay, so looking at the pre-market, big strong move down off of the back of some news. obvious previous support area. We broke through it, as you can see on the higher time frame. Broke through it, strong breakthrough, pullback, continued down, and then I got into this short position off the EMA support area. I liked it so much. I had an extra contract on it, which was, yeah, that would be in this position right here. Free contract, short. Got the move down. I didn't have this trend line in place at the time, and what I'm looking at is this. Usually I've got my stop fixed at 1.25, but what I was looking at, what was going through my head was, this is a bit of a grindy pullback. It's not looking strong. It looks like strong move down and kind of weak run, retrace, run, retrace, run, retrace. So I do have a dynamic stop in certain circumstances. Generally I keep it at 1.25, but not when I realized that it was a poorly timed entry. But I'm pretty confident that, you know, this area here is going to hold the support area, previous support area, or at least I'm going to get a reaction out of it, maybe get a chance to take an earlier close. So I adjusted my risk to 2 points, which put me 1 tick behind that edge there, and I figured it was worth it. I had 3 contracts on the table. Price is telling me it's a pretty weak pullback here. It's just a retracement. There's got to be a continuation, and I was right. Don't usually allow price to pull back on me more than 1.25, as I said, but we let it go. Now I'm looking for this area to break, because if that is a run and a retracement, then this should be extending. I was looking at fib extensions for targets. Started to get another pullback. I was on my max contracts, which is free, so otherwise I would have been backing in this position anyway. I'd already reduced my risk to just behind here, couple ticks. Got the continuation down, and I closed 1 contract, I believe, for 3 points. Still expectation was a move down to either 61.8. We're getting nice spacing here on the EMA, and that's the same. We were crossing over here on this EMA here, these crossing over, and we'd just moved inside these 2 EMAs here, and also on the highest time frame I'm focused on this EMA here. My short was this position here. I'm thinking target has got to be this EMA, which turned out to be right. Didn't have the perfect management. I took some profit because this was actually from a different calculation. This was a 61 right there, so I figured there's a good chance we get a bounce here, a double bottom. So I took 1, and then I saw this big breakthrough, the 61 area, and I got sucked into a short, which was my, I would say, my probably only mistake today. Jumped into that short. Is in this position. Looking for the breakdown to the 100%. My target was actually 2041. Just stuck an extra contract on there. I already was plus 5 points with the 2 that were still running. So you know, it's extra contract to go and catch a few extra points there. Then I started to see this pullback here, waited for it, and I'm thinking, okay, this is a bear trap. I've just got sucked into a bear trap. I won't overanalyze the EMAs too much, but you can see we had the MACDs too much. You can see we had an equal low on those EMAs, and then we have the increase. We're moving up here. These EMAs here. Okay, so price in this area here and here. Charts out. Yeah, my brain's a bit fried after a long day's trading here. So you can see we got the lower low on the price, big breakthrough, but MACDs didn't show up anything on that at all, and you did get that show up on the higher time frame. I was paying close attention to this, saw the turn, bit of strength back up to the upside. I closed out my longs because I didn't like this V shape. A number of things here, breaking the area, popping straight back into it, V-shaped reaction. Because we also moved up with some strength, so I closed out the remaining contracts for about 2.75 each, something like that there. And then seconds later, I'm seeing this slow down and roll up. Jumped into a long in that position there. 2 contract long. First exit there. Second exit, giving it a chance to break through the area and back up. Saw this. Too slow. Closed out, and I'm flat. So did pretty well on that overall. One mistake was chasing the price a bit there, and I just basically had a nice lunch, let this nonsense work itself out, and then the next trade I took was what you've just seen, the long to the upside. So overall,
order cancelled.
Pretty decent Friday. Usually Fridays are a bit lean, not much on offer. I usually just trade for an hour or so. But the way it's been, it's a bit more volatility today off the back of the news, the ISM manufacturing news. That's what's given us a few good opportunities today. So 45 minutes more or less until market close. I'm not really interested in anything inside this little channel here right now. This is going to be a battle zone here. So I'm not really interested in anything inside that area there. just looking at price right now. What the idea I've got in my head right now is very simple. Same, right? So, as they say in Thailand, same but different. So run down, and then grindy retracement back up. Not really that grindy, but just, you know, runs and small runs and retracements back up to previous resistance area, and then run down. Gonna run out of strength here, and now sort of smaller. Look like we're running out of steam up here now on the way back up. So expectation is run down, possibly break the area, retest it. That's why I'm more interested in a short position once we're back underneath this area. So that works out with the whole other concept that we've just washed out those shorts, and quite often the market will go outside of the trend line, wash out the shorts, and it's especially nice when it pulls back into the trend line. This is a breakout to the upside, and a move back inside will be a breakout, failure, pullback, and short position. That's what we're keeping an eye out for. Obviously, these are just well-known trading strategies, but you gotta read the price and see if that's what's actually happening. Or we could just have broken out and we have a breakout continuation trade about to happen here. We're gonna find out. I'm not too keen on the breakout continuation trade just yet. Even though, I mean, what makes it difficult is in the back of my mind I'm thinking these markets just don't stop going up. They just keep going higher and higher and higher, and that's all they've been doing, but that has to end at some point. So I've got to just read price and look at my indicators and wait for my signals. But we probably, my feeling is that we're going to get a retest of this low. dead keen to see a double top form up here, just like this one, and then a nice short opportunity will be a break of the trend line. So if we do get that double top and then kind of repeat what we done earlier on, possibly, although there are some other indicators are showing some other possibilities of continuing long as well. So you've got the, the trend is today it's been to the downside, but the overall is to the upside. As you can see, we've found a support area here, and you can just see the direction of the EMA starting to curve to the upside here. You're starting to get curves pointing up. So I'd say in the short term we're going to the upside, but sort of medium term we could break down here and move back down.
Order pending.
very similar looking price action here for this whole move. What I'm looking at the moment. Doesn't mean there's any sure thing, but we'll always pay attention to this. Even EMAs look the same. Same kind of movement here with the EMAs. You get the crossover happen over here. Just an idea, but you know, if MACDs and price start telling me the same thing, then there's my reason to take a short. But I still have at the moment a bit of a long bias. Because of the overall bias, which is to the upside. Looks like my overall, well, my previous expectation when I was in that trade, the last trade I took was spot on. Looks like pretty accurate here. Looks like we're going to push up to this area I marked up here, 47. That's where my second target was originally going to be. Let it go. Okay, that's that double top that we were just talking about, and we're getting a pretty strong reaction back down. If you look at it, the right side was slightly higher, and the right side is slightly higher here. So no way I can really take a trade off that, but just interesting to observe to see if it attracts a lot of bears. Repeat price action. $10 from the close, so I'm probably not going to get another opportunity here anyway. Let it run for 10 minutes unless I have a outstanding, compelling opportunity. I'm probably just going to sit here and watch. And there's our original planned target. We didn't hold for. We got out of the first sort of area there, but obviously that was a kind of intermediary area here, which had been broken before already. The main area was obviously above here, and that's where we're about to just arrive to now. Market's moving clearly in between the support and resistance areas today. So yeah, I could have held that for another 1.5 that extra contract as planned, but wanted to secure profit. First sign of any retracement, and I was out. But really, you know, it was still early in the trend. Now looking at it, it was a great entry right at the beginning of the trend. This is still quite early into the trend where I'm getting out here. So, you know, ideally, especially as you see these EMAs widening apart, it's telling you the strengths to the upside. There's more room to continue, and you know, clear support area, resistance area waiting above you. I think you know, it happens. So it's a shame, but I'm happy with what I got. Just moving to market close now.
Sold.
Alright guys, so we're gonna wrap it up for today. Yeah, markets was moving quite predictably between these areas. So you know, we realized some profit. We didn't maximize it to its full potential, but still a positive day, and that's what counts. So I hope you've had a good day's trading. What have we done today? So 8 trades, 7 winners. Can't complain with that. $662 profit with 13.25 points. It's a very nice Friday. Good way to start the weekend for sure. Yeah, so hopefully we'll have some continuation of this nice market behavior Monday, next month. So thanks for joining us here, Price Action Pros. My name's Jason G. And please remember to subscribe and like, or not if you're not enjoying it, and take care. Thank you very much.